previous video, we mentioned our previous exciting news, which was...
Mommy's pregnant!
Surprise!
And in that video, we asked family, friends, and fans who they were hoping for. A boy, a girl, or a Time Lord. So, last week, we found out.
Guess who's coming to town? It's a boy.
No word yet on whether or not he's a Time Lord. The sonogram was inconclusive, and I can't really remember if me and Melissa were time traveling when... Anyway, but some more exciting news. Satya hosted a school-wide, a class-wide dance competition. But the principal applauded her and said this.
Have our future jockeys, radio jockeys, and anchors for TV. You never know. They are the rising stars, the shining stars.
Satya doesn't speak Hindi yet, but she has mastered the art of chutnified English with an accent.
Well, this is very much possible as our first group is coming up on the stage and is using chairs as props while dancing.
That, in my opinion, is the cutest thing ever. We just got back from Thailand to get our 180-day stay in India visa limitation re-upped. Re-upped. You like that? Oh, I mean, I was thinking like re-upped, like in The Wire. You know, they get the re-upped.
Oh. I was thinking like
It's a Wire
Mario.
reference. What's your favorite thing in Thailand?
The houses and the neighborhoods.
What was your favorite thing about Thailand?
Smoothies, really, honestly. When I think of going to Chiang Mai, I think of going to the night bazaar, to the one little part that we always go to in the little smoothie place right on the corner there. It's the first thing I think of when I say Chiang Mai.
For me, it would be getting to drive a motor vehicle and not having to use a horn once. Because around here... In other news, I got Magic Lantern for my Canon 60D, which is like a hacked operating system for DSLR cameras. It's like a supercharger for DSLRs. Stuff that should be available anyway is available. So stuff like on the 5D Mark II that you can do, like white balance while looking, focusing while you're filming, like things that are kind of really necessary if you're going to be shooting film or video. Oh, and audio levels. Like I'm looking at my audio levels right now. That's amazing. It's like having a new camera.
Every morning, afternoon, and night, you clean out your nose. It's black soot on your tissue.
Yeah, I think it must be much worse in November or something because my lungs are already like...
Have you looked outside?
Oh my gosh. The Dund and Dul mixed together. It'd be like a bad guy in a Marvel comic movie or something. The Dund Dul. Okay, in all fairness, some of this is just atmospheric. I mean, you can't help the dust. Pollution in the New Delhi area is pretty legendary. There's a lot of smoke. In all fairness, you know you're back in Georgia when you get red clay all over your dorm room.
In all fairness, you know you're back in Panama City when you have sand spurs in your carpet.
In all fairness, you know you're back in Thailand when everything smells like meat everywhere and fish sauce. Like, what is that fish? It's like fish oil, fish oil pepper sauce. In all fairness, you know you're in Walsall, Florida when you're eating possum.
In all fairness, you know you're back in the USA when you practically have to strip naked to go through the security in the airline.
Oh!
In all fairness, you know you're in Thailand when you hear non-stop all 90s love songs.
This is 7th grade right here. You know, skating rinks, Street Fighter 2, pre-algebra, yeah, and this saxophone solo. Oh. And in all fairness, you know you're living on the planet Earth if you're hearing Gangnam Style, which I'm not opposed to because I actually like it. Defeat the Bieber! Around like video cameras, you could switch from like SP to LP, you know, like, oh, I'll take lesser quality, but I want to be able to record for 2 straight hours, right? Well, on digital SLRs that record to SD cards, you can only record up to like 10 or 12 minutes. It only lets you have 4 gigs max, and then it just shuts off and you have to restart. So, you know, if you can't film conferences or weddings or anything with DSLRs like that. So what Magic Lantern lets you do is lower the data rate. So if you put it down to 0.4, it puts the data rate to like 40%. So I tried it at Satya's dance competition thing, and it did it for 30 minutes. I was baby steps in the DSLR world. Baby steps. But I'm telling you, in 5 years, I mean, DSLRs have changed the shape of the game in 5 years, and I think in 5 more years, gloves are off, baby. Like, anybody will be able to shoot. Anybody. Film was a restrictive medium. It was not democratic at all. It is a revolution. No, it's not as good a quality as film. Of course it's not. Of course it's not as good a quality as a Red Epic or Red Scarlet or anything like that, but it is a step in the right direction, and it's much cheaper so that people who want to experiment and learn this thing on their own can do it without having to spend out the wazoo for film stock. Just love this. DSLR revolution!